Ողջույն, ընկերուներ, which in Armenian means greetings to you friends. My name is Armen, if you don't know. I am from the Student Armen YouTube channel, which aims to um, teach Western Armenian and also just discuss some Armenian cultural topics. This video is a special video because it will also be featured on the Vernadun Instagram and YouTube channel. Vernadun is another social media account that is committed to preserving the Armenian language and culture. So I encourage you all to check out their social media pages, which I'll link in the description, and check out their content because it's quite interesting. So let's jump into this video. This is the fourth lesson in the Conversational Armenian video series, and we're going to discuss the verb to go, which is Yerthal in Armenian. Yerthal, that's in its infinitive form. And we're going to talk about its conjugations in the present, past, and future tenses. And I'm lumping all these together in one video, all these tenses in one video, because I think if we have them all side by side, we can compare and contrast all the conjugations, and it might be helpful. Before we jump into the tenses, one important note that I've noted here is that we're going to see the use of this word ga. Okay, so in Armenian, I've written it here. Right here, what I'm highlighting is read as ga yertam, and underneath we have the phonetic ga yertam. So the root word is yertam, which is it's the conjugated form of yertal, conjugated to the pronoun yes. But that's not the point I'm making here. We're going to go into the conjugations. The point I'm making here is that this ga, okay, in front, it's really a part of the conjugation, but what I want you guys to realize is these are two words individually, okay, but oftentimes in conversation and even in writing, they can, similar to a contraction in English, like cannot, which becomes can't in English. Similar to that, ga yertam is lumped together into gertam. So you drop the sound, and you basically, these two words almost are pronounced as one word, gertam. Okay? And you see that in all the other, you don't see this only when it's conjugated to the pronoun yes, which is yertam. You see it in a lot of the other ones. So I just want you guys to know that this is like a contraction in English where the two words are lumped into one. Okay, now let's get into the meat of this video, and that is refers to the different conjugations. So infinitive is yertal, right, in the present tense, and all these tables here are from this website, so you can check that out for yourself. But yertal in the present tense, conjugated to the pronoun yes, which is I, becomes gertam. Okay? To tun, it becomes gertas. To an becomes gertan. To menk, it becomes gertank. Conjugated to tuk becomes gertak. And to anonk, it becomes gertan. So if you notice, the ending of yertal in the infinitive form is al. And as you know, in one of my previous videos on the Student Armen channel, when I went over the conjugation schemes for the ending al, okay, well, I went over the the conjugation schemes for the main three types of endings in Armenian, and one of those endings was al. So these conjugations that I just went over for the present tense, these are conjugated regularly, right? As, a, ank, ak, and an. If you watched the previous video, you'd notice that. So this is really conjugated as a regular verb in the present tense. Okay, so that hopefully that makes sense if you've watched that previous video and now you're hearing this for the word Yerthal. You're hearing the conjugations for the word Yerthal in the present tense, and also notice the contraction Gertam. It's not, you can say ge Yertam, but everyone in conversation just combines the two and says Gertam, Gertas, on Gerta. Anyway, now the past tense is a little bit tricky because there is an imperfect tense and a preterite tense. And what this basically means, okay, let's start with the preterite tense. This means that the word is conjugated to the past tense and the action is completed. Okay? That's and bear with me for a moment. That's what the preterite means. The action is completed. But if in the imperfect tense the action occurred in the past but was incomplete or was interrupted for some reason, that's almost a way you can look at it. Okay, so completed action in the past, an action that started in the past, and then something caused it to be interrupted. All right, so let's start with the completed. Let's start with the preterite. If you want to say the equivalent of I went, okay, went, the past tense of go, okay, uh, conjugated to the pronoun yes, Yertal in the past preterite tense is katsi, katsi. Now this is clearly an irregular verb because Yertal and katsi sound nothing alike. Okay, it's a completely different word, but it still has the meaning of went. Okay, so yes katsi conjugated to you tun, you would say tun katsir. You went. It's already done. You've already gone. You went. Tun katsir. An, which is he or she. An kanats. He or she went. Okay. Menk, we. Menk katsink. Katsink, we went. Tuk, which is you plural. Katsik. Katsik, you all went. That's what that means. And anonk, they, katsin, went. They went. All right? So that's the preterite. Now the imperfect, it uses the same root word as the infinitive, okay? But now it has some different endings, and these endings indicate that the action in the past was not completed. So, yes, yes, gertai, gertai, I was going. That's basically what you're saying by using this imperfect tense. I was going, yes, gertai. Tun, you, gertair. You were going. Then something happened. Why? You were going, but you got a flat tire. That's an appropriate situation to use the imperfect tense, to use the word gertair. Okay? On, he or she, gertar. He or she was going. Menk, we, Gertaink, we were going. Tuk, you all. Gertaik, you all were going. And anonk, they. Gertain, they were going. Okay? So that is the imperfect tense, an unfinished action in the past. And lastly, we have the future tense, which is really straightforward for most verbs. It's basically, to give you a little shortcut or um, a little trick to remember this, it's basically the present tense. So the present tense conjugations, right? Yertam, yertas, yerta, yertank, yertak, yertan. All of these conjugations, right? You write those down, okay? You just plug that in, and then now in front of that root, the conjugation of the root word yertam, you add this other word now, bd. So instead of having the word ga, remember I said ga ertam becomes gertam, which is what we have written here. Now if you replace the ga with the word bd, which we have here, bd, it becomes future. So here, let's go over it. Pretty straightforward. Yes, I bd yertam, I will go. Tun, you bd yertas, you will go. An, he or she bd yerta, he or she will go. Menk bd yertank, we will go. Tuk bd yertak, you all will go. And anonk, they bd yertan, they will go. Okay, so notice all of these conjugations are the same as this in the present tense, except instead of having g in front, they have bd. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. We went over the verb to go, yertal, in its present tense, in its past tense, in the imperfect and preterite forms, unfinished and finished forms, and in the future tense, which basically just you add a bd in front and then keep the same conjugations as the present. So I hope this video is helpful and that you're now able to conjugate the verb to go comfortably as you speak Armenian. So please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, um, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. All right, see you in the next video.